My name is Clinton Nellist, reporting for CBC News, here at the Coast Plaza Hotel in Vancouver, British Columbia. Crisis in Athens. The Golden Dawn, a right-wing political party, is suspected of being behind attacks of Syrian immigrants. The Economic and Social Council discusses empowerment of women in development, and an interview with Canadian Foreign Minister John Baird. All tonight on CBC News.
We're currently talking about using the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in ways of combating terrorism, specifically calling out different articles that talk about inhumane treatment, detention, a right to fair and free trials.
The process has been unsurprisingly slow. It's probably a good thing because of the degree of neutrality that everyone is trying to project.
The crisis is important, but I believe that by creating this document and creating a system in place, we will address not only our topic at the same time, but also the topic of the crisis.
It's important to oversee all the different entities, including the governments, which can sit here and say we want to preserve human rights, but at the same time have individuals that have power in that government to go and commit something totally opposite of the objective of the Human Rights Council.
Obviously, basic human rights should always be affirmed everywhere, but the point is, even without being intentionally violent towards rights, rights can still be abridged, and we want to make it so that we're finding the practices that are less likely to do so.
What kind of resolutions are you working on in regards to protecting women's rights?
Well, right now we have focused on a lot of different areas, but we have 3 resolutions kind of forming. One's focused specifically on education, one's focused specifically on job creation, and one's focused specifically on preventing violence against women and the legislation involved with that. Right now I've kind of been working through the room, and there's a lot of overlap between these 2 resolutions, so I'm kind of trying to find the common ground between the 3, and I really feel like there's a lot of collaboration happening and that we are actually working towards similar goals, which is great. So that's kind of what's happening right now, early in the session. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries.
Unfortunately, our dear leader, Stephen Harper, will again be unable to address you, as he's receiving yet another International Statesman Award. In his role as our head of government, which he's held with great dignity since 2006, Prime Minister Harper is now one of the more established international statesmen, and as such, is treated with a great deal of respect. But I'm not here to talk about our leader and my friend. I'm here to discuss what the Canadian government sees as the failure of the United Nations.
In your speech, you were addressing Canada and distribution of food globally, and you said that we feed the world.
I stand by that statement. I'm happy to tell the CBC about our accomplishments in food aid. I mean, it's such an endless term. I don't want to put an exact figure on it. Just, I mean, like I elaborated in my speech. We do contribute billions in food aid. Needless to say, Canada is a giver rather than a taker in the industry of international food aid, and we're quite proud of that fact. And I will stand by that and repeat that many times.
The UN has decided to reward those who provoke war. That's right, colleagues, I'm talking about Palestine.
Don't you believe that demonizing one side over the other will just further escalate the conflict?
Canada does not necessarily demonize. I mean, well, we are strong allies of Israel. Israel is the official nation, or the official state in that area. We respect that Palestine does have holds to that area. We want to see a peaceful negotiation. We want to see both sides in agreement over who lives where. We want to stop this conflict. We were unfortunate that Palestine has provoked that war. We do see Palestine as more involved in this situation. That does not mean to say that Palestine will continue to be in this state within Canada. We look forward to Palestine pursuing peaceful negotiations, as it is now a member state of the United Nations. Canada hopes that will encourage Palestine to be more peaceful rather than less.
Okay. And my last question: did Harper write that speech for you, or were you allowed to work with him on the project?
I do have great responsibility within my as the Minister of DFA in Foreign Affairs. I have a crew that I have, of course, a speechwriting team. I work heavily with them. I am an author as well as of that speech, as well as the deliverer of it. Mr. Harper certainly had input, and we were in agreement about what was said. It was not somebody saying one thing or the other.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
In short, ladies and gentlemen, Canada does not have high hopes for this body. The UN is inefficient, ineffective, and a shell of its former self. Delegates, best of luck in your conference.